So I want to talk about your daily schedule a little bit because I find it fascinating. So do you wake up at a consistent time generally, or is it all over the place?
It's kind of all over the place.
Okay.
I don't sleep a lot. Did I ever tell you changed my life?
I don't think so.
Not disrupting REM cycles is genuinely, it's helped so much for someone like me who really, I got 4.5 hours last night, which is not bad. It's not bad. Sometimes I'll do 3, get solid 90-minute days in there.
Oh yeah.
And I actually feel amazing on 90 minutes of sleep.
If you're getting the ultradian cycle, that 90 minutes, or in multiples of those 90, it makes a big difference.
It really helped. I don't sleep a lot. I mean, certain nights, you can kind of catch up, but I'm usually excited. I'm up. I'll read until 4 or 5 in the morning, and then.
That's my programming too.
Yeah,
late nights.
And then because of certain projects, I have to wake up early.
Right.
I have to be up at 8 tomorrow, which is, not ideal, but it's fun. I mean, you're up, you do it. We'll jump into some rehearsals or something.
What is the first phone call that you make each morning?
To my mom.
All right. Can you tell us about this?
Because I don't want to start my day with bullshit. I don't like noise. I don't like too much noise, right? As a helicopter flies above, right? I don't like noise. My mom has a great spirit, one of the purest people that I know. She doesn't overcomplicate anything. She has such a great. I love starting. I won't take business calls before I talk to her. My sister as well. The first call of my day is really important. So sometimes I'll talk to my sister first as well if my mom's too busy for me or something. But I actually really like starting a day. A very peaceful, brief conversation. See what she's doing.
Is it just a general catch up, or is there
just kind of general? What are you doing today? Just curious. I'm very curious what she's doing, what she's interested in. I talk to her for a few minutes, and then I'll do other calls. But you want to start it, in a very peaceful place, and then yell about marketing for an hour.
Right. You need the spiritual palate cleanser first.
Exactly. I'm trying to make sure my parents are hydrated. So I fuss at her about water every morning. I'm just all right, Ma.
Have another glass of water.
Have another glass. Yeah, have a couple liters today, which is insane to her. And so
there's something about moms and not hydrating. I don't know what.
Does your mom not hydrate?
No.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of mothers of my friends also. Their sons or daughters are on them about drinking more water.
Drink more water.
I don't know what it is.
My mom and dad, every day, just how much water did you drink?
He seems to, and again, I'm paraphrasing this, but seems to eat the same things and eat at the same places constantly. And then we sat down, we had a bite to eat just maybe 20 minutes ago, and you had scrambled eggs and blueberries.
Yeah.
And you said this has been your default. Was it lunch for the last?
Breakfast. Well, whatever time breakfast is, but
right.
Yeah, for years. Blueberries and eggs. I feel great. Blueberries and eggs, and I used to do almonds, now walnuts. Start the day, that's I'm a creature of habit, and I like the restaurant, and I like everything to kind of move efficiently. I like the rhythm. You walk into a restaurant, you know what you're getting, you bring friends, they're familiar with you, you're familiar with them.
Saves your brain cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can put all that energy toward creating, thinking, figuring things out,
So you also mentioned something, and I was like, wait, hold it. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. Actually, I do want to talk about it when we're recording, that you had a uniform for a very long time.
Yeah. I was wearing the same. I bought a lot of the same shirt. It was just white sweatshirt, gray pants, Timberlands. Every day. It worked in any place that I went. That's what I like. It worked everywhere.
Flexible.
I'll go to your wedding in this thing. I go to and just the same thing. And because it took out so much time in my morning.
That's very much Steve Jobsian. That's what he did.
Yeah, but now I'm off a little bit. It's still kind of in the same.
Why did you change it?
Clothes are fun. I like certain clothes, and I'll go through a phase and just and I'm picking out a lot of like wardrobe for like the show and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about clothes,
right?
But you want intention behind everything. So I was just wearing the same thing. It was perfect. Just like make you feel good. I mean, obviously, clothing can make someone feel good, but focus on like work, focus on something of substance that means something, and that's why, because if being a creature of habit works so good because you don't spend a lot, and you were talking about like listening to music while working, right? And we're talking, if you spend all of your energy trying to figure out where you are and reorient yourself, like all right, well, what is this? And you're looking around, you're not focused on what you're supposed to focus on. So you go to the same place, you sit in the same spot, and so then you can ignore everything and you can just, be directed inward. You can do whatever you want. You can, and people don't accept that. People don't know how free they are.
My understanding with just to talk about the original room, did they let cameras in there a lot?
That was the first time anyone had taped anything in there.
How did that happen?
I mean, we were pretty persistent. I had a really specific vision. Me and my friend Andrew had talked about specifically what it would look like and what that first special would be. And so it just had to be that room. So it was just pretty insistent. And,
Now, they, of course, have the power to say no, right? So you can't just hit them with the same pitch 40 times in a row.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, fuck off, kid, number one.
But on the 35th time, smile more. You just smile, you add a little. We were just pretty. I mean, that room had been very special to me, and it just kind of worked out. I'm very thankful. They had never done it before, but there was no reason to not do it just because you never done it before. So, I guess you were able to convince them. HBO. I wasn't just bringing. It wasn't just like me and a couple friends with camcorders. This was like HBO.
You didn't bring your over-the-shoder VHS.
Yeah, just like, hey, but let us release this. Like, this was HBO, and because of that certain amount of exclusivity, I think it was a good first time for them. Yeah, I think some people have recorded in there since, but like no one, and especially in that room.
Yeah. What are some of the best decisions that you made in the first few years of your career? You land in LA.
Surrounding yourself with like-minded people. All my friends, I'm the thing that I feel luckiest with is like the group of people that I'm around. I really have excellent friends who like care about like making things and creating, and like don't get caught up in trivial things that won't matter tomorrow. Like, we don't get caught up in things that don't matter tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, we like new experiences and we like having fun, but we like work. I mean, I was at my office with friends until 6 this morning, 5 or 6 this morning, just work. And it's
this
the
is
most
a Sunday
fun. Yeah,
it's context.
On Saturday night, my entire Saturday, I don't go out really. Like, I don't like do too much. Like, every now and then, but for the most part, like, just work. And my friends think like that.
Did you seek them out? Was it luck? How did that happen? Did you look at the people you met and say, all right, this guy talks about too much trivial bullshit, I'm just gonna have to spend less time with this person? Yeah, how did that happen?
You can kind of see it in certain people. One of my best friends, Ari, we both have such small social lives, virtually non-existent social lives, that it just works. Like, we aren't, we'll go work, like right after this, I'll go meet up with him and we'll go write, and we enjoy it. It is so fun, and we don't get like, it's not like if I heard someone talk about like, oh, I want to find a bar to go watch the game at, while that sounds fun and I'm really happy for you, I also know that we're just doing two different things.
Two different channels.
We're in two different channels. Like, it's like, wait, why are we going to find a bar? What? I mean, watch it on your phone in between writing or in between doing what you do. But what? Because I like focusing on things that matter. Mm-hmm. You go into a nightclub, right? You go to a nightclub, there's a lot of good looking people hanging out, right? The thing that really changes the energy is when someone who's accomplished something walks in. right? Like, you know, like you walk in and it's just people there are some people just there to party, and there are certain people there as like just a brief escape from doing something. And those are the people. So I would rather be that guy than just,
for sure,
you know, you're just going to hang out.
Spectator.
Yeah, spectator. Like, don't be a spectator in life in any capacity. Like, go do something.
Okay. When you hear the word successful, to you, who comes to mind?
Oh, man. Jay-Z, Steve Jobs, Jerry Seinfeld, Oprah.
All good names, all well-known names. Is there any particular commonality for you?
Honesty. They're themselves. They're very unapologetic about being themselves. That's pretty much it. And they've found a way to let that come out in an artful way. Like through their work or their art and their careers, like they found a way to build a career around them, as opposed to, you know,
bending themselves to what they perceive as a career.
Exactly. So those are
I don't know if you're much of a gift giver, but do you give books or anything else to people as gifts? Like,
there was this book by Eric Butterworth, Discover the Power Within You, that kind of interpreted the Bible in an interesting way to me, and the way that I feel like I always knew and understood it, you know, or the way I wanted to understand it, and it articulated it in such a great way that I was like, everybody, religious, not religious, it's really good about discovering self, about answers being within, about that.
Eric Butterworth. His name makes you want waffles. Right? Or like just it does.
Yeah.
It does now, especially since you've now said it. Now I really want waffles.
Yeah.
Do you remember the title, or I can find the title?
Yeah, Discover the Power Within You. I don't like the title.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, sure.
Just
very
putting
literal.
it out there. It's a bit on the nose. It's a bit on the nose.
To be
like,
more
nothing
on the
else.
nose.
Yeah, nothing else. Like nothing else. I guess it's good. I mean, you know, there are no unanswered questions in that title, but I sent it to everybody. I mean, atheist friends got that book. You know what I like about like that book? People, I noticed the people who got it and the people who didn't. It was like accepting certain truths sound really cheesy.
When you hear a cliche, pay attention, because a truth is being told. And I'm not sure that's true of all cliches. I don't think it is. But I've come to appreciate things that I always disregarded because I heard them too often, like water under the bridge, don't cry over spilt milk.
Yes.
You learn to turn off your interpretation of that. You just disregard it.
You disregard it. And you're looking for, well, what's the real answer?
And it's like, no, that's actually really deep.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Things that your fourth grade teacher told you.
Yeah.
Kind of true. Yeah. Oh, wait, I can be anything?
Yeah.
It's hard to accept because the world just jades you. It makes you, what is the world doing to us?
If you had to give, say, a TED Talk about something you're not known for, so it can't be comedy, probably it can't be television, can't be writing, what topic would you choose?
Choosing the right friends. I think that like choosing the right people to be around that will spark certain things within you, and knowing how you can use each other, you know, and how you can contribute to each other's lives. I think I could.
So this is such an important topic. If, for people listening who say, yes, I want to learn more about this, is there some recommendation or an exercise or an action step or something I should do more of or less of? Is there an action that you could recommend?
Don't disregard, don't dismiss anyone, right? Actually look for, this is going to sound so cheesy, right? But you've
already given them the cat.
Yeah, I've already, So at my best, I do this like this exercise, and I could have read this somewhere. I'm not even saying that I've made this up. I think I did, but I may have read it somewhere, so my apologies. But it's like I pretend I'm at the bottom of a well, and every face that I see, I imagine them being the face that peers over inside and has the ability to help me and like rescue me from something. And it makes you look at everyone looks, first of all, amazing.
When you're at the bottom of a well.
When you're at the bottom of a well and everyone looks in and in that's like just an exercise for just people in general. But it really means that everyone does have an ability to give something to you and just kind of looking for that and searching for that first in people. It helps tremendously.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a really visual exercise for me, which helps too. I'm just very visually hardwired.
You see it, if you do that, like I was at like outside a movie theater and I was doing it once and just everyone was glowing.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone was just like, oh man, thank God for you. Oh, I'm so happy you're here.
Outside a movie theater, were you waiting for someone or were you just...
I was loitering. Literally loitering outside of a movie theater. Like it was years ago. I left the movie and I was just sitting outside of it loitering. Just kind of thinking.
Just sitting with yourself.
Being a weirdo. being a guy who clearly doesn't have a girlfriend.
What is bad advice that is given out frequently in your world?
Oh,
and you can define and you can pick any world that you're involved with.
Anything that begins with you gotta.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta do anything. like you got. In my world, where do I begin? It's 99.9% bad advice.
Yeah.
And it's such a new, scary world, like especially entering into comedy or television or film, and you're looking for answers.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to figure it out, but nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Everyone's making it up. You know, and it's a lot of times it's people can only tell you what works for them, and maybe that applies to you. You know, like as far as technical things, like maybe that applies to you, maybe it doesn't. So even just like, I don't know, the worst thing is just like looking for it. It's probably like looking for like advice. Just don't listen to anybody.
Or if you're looking for advice and it starts with you gotta
see when you gotta, like, it's usually people who like aren't where they want to be.
Yeah.
The person who just readily hands out advice is usually not where they want to be. You know, like busy people aren't just around in the back telling you what you gotta do next. Listen to yourself.
Yeah.
Listen to what you want to do. And if you don't want to do it anymore, stop. Change, you know, like grow, change, evolve. You are unique, you know. The most unique thing you can do is be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I sound like a real substitute teacher right now. A real substitute teacher.
No, but it's true. Who is it? Groucho Marx or Oscar Wilde? I always confuse those two, but it's like, be yourself, everybody else is taken.
Everybody else is taken. It's a perfect way of saying it. Like that's.
And if you want to sound like a substitute teacher, I'll just sound like a fortune cookie or like the back page of a newspaper that's full of quotes. But also you mentioned something earlier, which was the people who matter don't mind. And Dr. Seuss has a great quote, which is the people who mind don't matter and the people who matter don't mind.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Dr. Seuss got it.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss had a lot to him.
Yeah.
That you can read something, say in the newspaper, and then use it somehow on stage that night. And what helps you to do that? Or how do you
kind of being in tune with your feelings, you know, and your thoughts and your true feelings? Like I will say a lot of times I'll be able to like say a joke the first time and it's kind of a finished product. You know, like I'll say there was a thing that was like online of just me talking about Chick-fil-A. That was virtually my first time doing that joke. I think I like maybe mentioned it the night before, but it was like the first time it just sounds like a finished product because it's like, oh no, I know how I feel about this. I know what I want to say and the points I want to hit, and then you say it and then that's it. So I think it is just like kind of being in tune. If you're in tune, things come out a little bit, you know, easier.
Is there anything in your creative process for developing material that is unusual when you describe it to other stand-up comedians or other people?
It's a good question. I mean, I wonder what's unusual about it. Because I think I ignore a lot of things that people don't like, meaning like, industry stuff and, you know, like things that I think things that matter to a lot of comedians don't necessarily matter to me. Or I realize that it's kind of going back to what we said earlier, like focusing on just myself and the work gets that thing that, you know, so I think I ignore more things than like a lot of comedians.
What helps you to do that? Do you say anything to yourself in particular? Is that just hardwiring?
Yeah, I mean, it's both emotional and logical to me. Like, you know, emotionally, it's just like, well, if I don't think that if I don't think this is meaningful, then I'll cut it out of my life. And logically, if you look at history, you'll see the things that fall out, and you can read this. That's why I like reading biography. You read about people's mistakes and read about the things that ultimately didn't matter. So it's like, I don't want to focus any energy on anything that doesn't matter or won't matter.